I think we'll come back around and touch on hacker houses maybe a little bit more. I just had an amazing month in Utah, but staying on this idea of developing in Solana, you guys all obviously were building in the hackathon and have had a major amount of success in creating something. And now you guys have unlocked even more support. I'm curious specifically, what are some verticals that you guys are looking to expand on for your projects? We can start with you, Maxim, at Credix, jump around to Convergence, and then anyone else who wants to jump in and add on to that.
Yeah, sure. So in Credix, let me first say for the hackathon submission, so the hyper-permission market, they're really looking to clean up the code a bit, to make it highly secure. I mean, it is highly secure, but to have a second set of eyes on it, and to also make it like developer friendly, that it's very easily integratable. Then on the more Credix marketplace side, we're looking to add like more TradFi features on top of it. I was already talking to Alberto, sorry, today here in the Hacker House, but we've also like a month ago started working on tranching, for example. We will also add more financial products they have nowadays in TradFi onto our marketplace. So that's really where we want to go, to actually also be attractive to TradFi, right? Because we want to onboard and we want to onboard the institutions, but then you should also be able to offer products which are as complex as those that exist today. So that's really the goal moving forward.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. And just how you guys are looking to capitalize on the space where things are lacking. And specifically for Credix, it looks like you guys have found an amazing set of things of connecting institutions into the space, but then also bridging gaps like we touched on in the beginning of credit markets. So amazing to hear that. Definitely been stoked on what Credix has been doing since the beginning. Convergence, RFQ, if you guys want to jump in here and just talk about what you guys are looking to do next, it would just be great to hear.
So we're trying to bring right now, first of all, we're trying to explore the cross-chain ecosystem using Wormhole. And we've been experimenting with a cross-chain messaging functionality to market make on Tendermint-friendly chains. Aside from that, we are also focusing on our UI extensively for over-the-counter desks. And we're focusing on bringing prop shops or traditional finance shops into the ecosystem. I know we usually have the same players going around: American Makers, QCP, Jump, the standard ones, but we're also in talks with firms who want to jump into the ecosystem by using our UI first, and then automated the flow using
that feels achievable.
Yeah, that's overall great to hear. And just, it's interesting to jump on here, talk to the builders, and really just get an idea of what you guys are posturing for. The more and more I've been involved in the space, it's so great talking to people, hearing about what they're building, and then watching the actual tools and products come to life. So just amazing hearing about these. And it's super cool for users who are tuning into this to hear about it and then actually see it come into fruition. So moving forward, Alberto, I know you touched a little bit that you guys were looking to incorporate vaults. Not sure if there's much else you want to share on that end, or if that covers most of it. And then also would be great to hear from Companion.to right after that.
Yes, definitely. So like on our side, Vault is just like, like the first step, like into basically the world, like to get our users. What are we going to build like on top of these vaults? So like in terms of, first step, we plan to integrate, across every asset in every lending and borrowing. We think that it's what really like immediately as of now, like it's missing. And what we will focus, like the next couple of weeks on. And actually, basically we plan also like to integrate some key protocols like for Riptide, Jet, Solan are just like, like the first two, but then, we will integrate all the others. And then, we want to move like into like more exotic products, so like doing tranching like on AMM pools and stuff like that, so that we can also go to the market and taste a little bit, like the appetite, like for our end users, like what they want to, build like on top of these, and where they want to put like their money at.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it sounds like you guys are really just starting to scratch the surface on that regard. Tom, you can close this one up because Rebecca shared a ton of what Cashmere is working in the introduction. So we'll make you answer that one again, Rebecca.
No worries. So for us, you know, our next biggest thing that we're looking to solve and that we're looking to bring to Companion.to is building out this idea of a smart companion, a companion for every investor, basically. So we're working on the idea of having an AI NFT companion where everything that you share with this companion is basically stored on chain, minted as an NFT, so that you know that you own your AI, and this is basically what's guiding you through the entire investment process. Almost in the same way, you know, that you share a bunch of financial information with a financial advisor. You don't necessarily know, you know, where that information's going, who they're sharing that with. Whereas, you know, if you know that you own that, minted as an NFT, then that's really powerful for a user. And it's a really like legit use case for NFTs in our mind. So, you know, we're working with that, and that's really what we're looking to build out moving forward.
That's amazing. And really to tie this all up, I just want to throw kind of a two-part question here. You guys are all obviously building respective things, really honing in on a space in the ecosystem where you see there's a ton of innovation to be had. And the two-part question here is that the space is moving so quickly. We see things like these hacker houses that are going from different cities week to week, and there's a ton of value of being at these events, being in the community. And I guess what I'm getting at here for this two-part question is, one, it'd be great to touch on the hacker houses a little bit more, the importance of this. But tying into that, I'm just curious to hear, how do your teams keep up with the rapid movement throughout the space, especially if there's things like traveling each week or each month? Is that something that, I know it helps, but how does it inhibit? And just in general, how do you keep up with the space? So this one's pretty loaded. Curious to hear from a little bit of everybody. If someone wants to jump in first and just touch on how the space moves so quickly and things like hacker houses. Thought it would be fun to try to bundle that one together.
Yeah, I can kick it off. I guess like my short and sweet answer is Twitter and Web3 events. I think like a lot of like, yeah, it does move really quickly, and you kind of have to always stay tapped into it. And part of that is just like always meeting new people, talking to everyone, being just really involved. And that's also just the culture of Web3 too. It says a lot about like how people collaborate and like how we're going to move forward together.
Yeah, I think +1 on Twitter, definitely. And then maybe on development side, you always have your dependencies. Say you're building on Solana, of course. Probably everyone is using Anchor here. So there as well, like the different protocols that you integrate with or different toolsets that you use. Always keep track of the latest version, look at the release notes, and also try to be up to date as much as possible, because they still introduce like major breaking changes sometimes. And it's better actually to stay ahead and keep changing with them. And that's also maybe something, and the question before, like what it's like to build on Solana. I think the community is great, but like when we start a few months back, it's really there is or was almost no documentation, which also makes it a great thing, right? The documentation was the source code and the community, but also gives the whole development team a great understanding of everything works, because if you don't understand something, you just dive deeper into it. So that's my 2 cents on how to keep up and how it's like to build on Solana.
Awesome. Thanks, Maxim.
I personally subscribe to Romani's feed and always keep track of every single new development and feature being spun out. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go. I think a lot of projects reach out to me on Twitter, and we usually follow on with Telegram chats. Yeah, I think the secret is to stay focused on and keep development information short. You stay focused. There's a lot of new things happening every day in the ecosystem. It can be very easy to just get lost in all the noise. So definitely a good short development cycles iterations is key to ship product on time.